my friends. How are you today? Aaron here bringing you your daily horoscope for Monday, the 26th of October, 2020. We've got the moon moving through the early degrees of Pisces as the sun is moving through the early degrees of Scorpio. Still in a loose conjunction with Mercury, also in the early degrees of Scorpio. Okay, easy flow and easy trine happening from water sign to water sign. Emotional depth, the oneness, the unification of all things. All right, tapping into our creativity, tapping into our imagination, the unknown, right? We must be willing to go to the unknown. We must be willing to go to the depths of ourselves to see what it is that we desire. Stirring things up, all this Scorpio energy. How are we doing? Honestly, we're in the thick of this. We're in the thick of this 2020 pandemic. We're in the thick of the Mars and Mercury retrograde right now. It's not easy, but it's not terrible. Nothing's happening fast, yet nothing's happening slow, right? It's like, okay. And with the moon being in Pisces the next, 2 days, we have this sense of like, okay, what do we need to wrap up here? What do we got to finish? What do we bring into conclusion? Things are going to change here over the next day. All right. Today around 6 in the morning on Monday morning, we lose this connection between Neptune and Uranus. All right, shaking things up, making sure that we're, that we're setting the bar higher for ourselves, setting the bar higher, not for anybody else, but for us, for what we want, for what we desire, for our things, to set this new bar for of a new tradition. All right, and the sky is the limit. So that connection kind of leaves us today, but we still have Saturn septile to Neptune and Saturn septile to Uranus. So Saturn is acting like a little median there, okay? And Saturn, again, is when we say ruler of the third dimension, ruler of the laws of reality, it's important to understand what that entails. For example, atoms, okay, there's my fingers, the electrons are going to build up so that the atoms don't ever collide, right? So nothing ever touches anything in this world, but yet we can still touch things and feel sensations of soft or prickly or wet or sharp or whatever it may be, steel. Like, we can tell the difference, but at the same time, when we understand, the science of it, the electron particles build up so that the atoms never touch. Nothing ever touches anything, right? So Saturn's job there is to make sure that those particles never, you never see an arm just growing through another arm like that. You know what I mean? It's just like these are very, very strange abnormalities, like, can happen in life through things. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Saturn's job is to make sure this is dense. This is going to hold the weight. This is performing its function and its job and its duty. Nothing above, nothing below. It is what it is. The rock is the rock. The water is the water. The tree is the tree. The leaf is the leaf. Fire is fire. It's just like these things are these things. They are their own elements. So Saturn's job is just to make sure that everybody's in line doing their own things. And this Saturn-Neptune conjunction that's going on here until the 23rd. We have just under a month left to the 23rd of November. This again, it's like a good way to look at this. And Saturn being home in Capricorn as well, with Pluto and with Jupiter, who are trying to create change within Saturn's government, Saturn's structure that it's created. It's just like, the king has left the castle to go on a voyage, to go trade goods or, whatever it may be in a faraway land, and has left you in charge. Okay. You're in charge of the kingdom. Okay. And now Saturn's here, making sure Saturn's come back, kind of like a Saturn return thing. Saturn's come back home and is making sure, well, now I'm checking up on you. Have you been ruling this kingdom properly? Have you been ruling your life properly? This is what Saturn is saying. Have you been treating everyone properly? Have you been treating yourself properly? Have you been taking care of yourself properly? Have you been doing the work that's necessary? It's like absolute power corrupts absolutely. But then we have Marcus Aurelius. You know what I mean? That's a whole other ballpark right there. But you don't understand what I'm saying. It's just like, Can you rule for 19 years and be a peaceful, good ruler? Can you rule your life for the 80, 90 years that you're going to be alive and be a good ruler? So this Saturn being home here the last couple of months, 2 months, Saturn's home in Capricorn is saying, like, look, are we making sure that we're staying on top of ourselves? Are we being a good ruler to our kingdom? Or does karma have to come in and say, okay, well, now daddy's home and I'm going to show you, you did it wrong, you screwed up, and now I've got to whip everything back into shape, and it's going to create more work than if we just did the work initially. It's like not taking the garbage out and not taking the garbage out because we're just simply being lazy. And then eventually we have a big mound of trash that we've got to take out. Okay, so this Scorpio season, tying all this in, this Scorpio season, the Sun and Mercury still conjunct together, still making this connection. Did I even show you this chart yet? I'm sitting here gabbing away. Sun, Mercury still conjunct in Scorpio. This is going into the depths of ourselves, understanding, have we been lazy? Have we not been doing certain work? Have we not taken the trash out and we've built what was a molehill? Have we created a mountain? Okay, well, now this shadow work that we're doing is clearing, healing us, clearing, okay? Conceptually, ideals, religious views, political views, higher authorities, whatever, views from the world, okay? We're taking the trash out, right? And so this connection there, that leaves about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So there you go, that Neptune-Uranus connection goes away. But we've got the moon here in Pisces, creating that sextile to Uranus. So it's like where one leaves off, another picks up, so it's still like an easy flow of energy. It's not being cut off from Neptune's glorious mystery. So the moon here, this is, the next 2 days is about completion. Again, wrapping things up. Understanding the shadow work is necessary. Understanding that if we want to rule a proper kingdom, work must be done. Things must change. Things must grow. And we can, create an abundance, even in something where there's a lack of abundance. We can create joy and happiness and peace, even in the craziest of times, And these all right here within 8 degrees of each other, within 5 degrees of each other. You know what I mean? This is a Saturn-Pluto Jupiter conjunction going on right now, even though they're not ever going to be exact. Jupiter and Pluto will meet up here soon, and then Saturn and Jupiter will meet up in December. But either way, we've got a lot of forces here at work trying to, shape us up and get us prepared for the future. And it's, this is cleaning the cobwebs. This is doing the work, doing the inner work, doing the shadow work right now. Cleaning things up, tidying things up, and making sure that we're truly ready to start this new chapter when that chapter begins. All right, my friends, so have a beautiful Monday. As always, thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you so much. See you tomorrow.